You are listening to Huddling with the Herd on KYNT, a weekly recap of Yankton High School athletics. Huddling with the Herd is brought to you in part by Mount Marty University, At the Bar, FNBO, Avera, Parker Hannafin, Olson's Pest Technicians, Farmers Union Insurance, SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab, Rhonda Westland State Farm Insurance, Vision Care Associates, Explorers Credit Union, Slowey Management, Mason Schramm and the Move Group, MT and RC Smith Insurance, Triple Time Rudy's, Vision Real Estate, First Dakota National Bank, Yankton Medical Clinic, the UPS Store, Hy-Vee, First Chiropractic Centers, Pizza Ranch, and Missouri River Associates. Now, broadcasting live from KYNT Studios, it's Huddling with the Herd with KYNT Sports Director Brayden Butler.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are live for Huddling with the Herd here on KYNT and KYN TV. Thank you for joining me this Saturday morning. A little rainy, a little cool, a little dreary, but it's good to talk about some Yankton High School athletics. And what was a busy week for Yankton High School? It's not a busy weekend for athletics, that is. It is prom this weekend. We'll have a live stream coverage of the Yankton High School Grand March for prom tonight. It'll be exclusively on the KYN TV app. There's use of copyrighted music in the program, so we can't have it on YouTube and Facebook. So it is exclusively the KYN TV app or online at kyntv.com. So those are the two places that you can go and watch Grand March tonight on KYN TV. On the app, it's the mobile or TV app, and on kyntv.com. So be mindful of that. But it's great to talk about some Yankton High School athletics for this past week, including, of course, a club high school sport in Bucks baseball. I know we kind of just throw it in there as well, even though it's not sanctioned in South Dakota. Baseball still ingrained in South Dakota. We're going to start things off with baseball. We'll talk Gazelle softball. They had 3 games this week. They've had 6 games in the last 2 weeks. It's been a lot against a lot of tough teams as well. Track and field had a big meet back on Tuesday in Brandon. Bucks tennis, Gazelles golf, both of them have had a couple different events this week. So there's plenty to talk about on this week's edition of Huddling with the Herd, KYNT, KYN TV. We're going to start things off with Yankton Bucks baseball when we return here for Huddling with the Herd back in a couple of minutes from KYNT Studios. I'm Brayden Butler.
Looking for the perfect pair of glasses? At Vision Care Associates, we've got you covered. Step into our showroom and discover our vast selection from timeless classics to the latest trends. With several styles to choose from, you're sure to find the perfect match for your look. Experience personalized service and expert care, whether you need help finding the right frame or adjusting your new glasses for the perfect fit.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
What if your next big adventure isn't somewhere out there, but already waiting for you at home? That kitchen remodel, a new addition, or that dream family getaway? Your home's equity can fuel it all. With a fixed-rate home equity loan from Explorers Credit Union, turn what you've built into where you're going next. Explorers Credit Union, we believe in helping you launch your next big adventure. Call 800-491-4309 and speak with a loan officer today. Explorers Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA.
At Mount Marty University, students get real support and real opportunities.
Hi, I'm Maya, and I'm a business major at Mount Marty University. The professors here at Mount Marty are just amazing. They're very good about supporting me through future internships and jobs that they try and line me up with, and they also provide real life experiences in the classroom through projects and speakers and things like that.
Start your journey online at mountmarty.edu.
Spring is here and the games are just getting started. From baseball season in full swing to NHL and even golf, At the Bar has it all on. Add in local matchups and more, and there's always a game worth watching. With TVs everywhere and a welcoming hometown feel, it's the perfect place to kick back and enjoy the game. So bring your friends, settle in, and be part of the crowd, where every cheer feels a little louder and every moment a little better together. You can watch the game anywhere, but the real fans gather at the Bar in downtown Yankton.
Buying your first home? That's a big moment. A happy, feel-good, when's the housewarming party moment. When you're ready to look for a home, start with a local FNBO mortgage lender. We're here to answer questions, personalize the experience, and share our expertise so you can focus on your search. Start your application and get pre-qualified now at fnbo.com. Your mortgage moment is just around the corner, and FNBO will be there every step. Visit our nearest branch or go to fnbo.com. FNBO is an equal housing lender.
If you want a job where your work matters, you belong at Avera. Here, we've invested in our workforce because every Avera team member drives our health ministry forward, making a difference in lives and communities every day. We offer competitive pay, great health insurance, and even career opportunities. We're putting people first, including you. Search for local job openings and apply at avera.org/careers.
All right, let's get things rolling with Yankton Bucks baseball here on KYNT and KYN-TV. This is Huddling with the Herd, presented to you by Explorers Credit Union. Discover the difference with them at explorerscu.com. Looking at Bucks baseball, 10-2 on the year. They did drop their first 2 games of the season this week, but they have yet to drop a doubleheader. They split both their doubleheaders this week, starting with Mitchell on Sunday. Both these were home doubleheaders as well for Yankton. 2 doubleheaders over 3 days. Like I said, starting against Mitchell on Sunday the 19th, Game 1 did not go the way of the Bucks. 6-1 final score. Mitchell out-hit Yankton 11-6 in that game. Sam Goki finished 2 for 2 with a pair of walks to lead the Yankton Bats. Easton Fieser, Tate Bestie, and Simon Kampshoff all adding a hit, as well as Jackson Kudera. Kudera driving in the lone run of the game to score Bestie in the loss. Beck Reichen was credited with the loss on the mound. Through 5 innings, gave up 3 runs, only 2 earned. Had 3 strikeouts to 2 walks. Boston Frick pitched 1 inning of relief. Didn't give up a single hit. Struck out 2 batters. Tate Bestie pitched the final inning for Yankton. 4 hits, 3 runs, and 1 walk. As for the other game in the doubleheader, Yankton was able to bounce back and split the doubleheader on Sunday, 5-3 over Mitchell. They won the nightcap. They were still out-hit by the Colonels, 7-6. Both teams committing 1 error. Looking at some offensive leaders for Yankton, Cade Hunoff, 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs, led the Yankton Bats. 1 hit each for Sam Goki, Gavin Johnson, Carter Boomsma, Jackson Kudera to round out the 6 hits for Yankton. Sam Goki pitched 6 complete innings, gave up 6 hits, only 1 run. It was earned, and struck out 3 batters. Boston Frick didn't throw a lot of pitches in Game 1 on Sunday, so was able to come in and pitch Game 2 as well. Through the final inning, gave up only 1 hit. 2 runs, but neither of them were earned, and 1 strikeout to 1 walk for Frick. That point in time, Yankton was 9-1 on the season. Heading into Tuesday night, their doubleheader with O'Gorman, and a similar story. 6-2 win in game number 1 for O'Gorman over Yankton. So the Bucks found themselves behind the 8 ball early on. They faced a very good pitcher in Norenberg. He threw 6 2/3 innings, almost the complete game. It gave up only 2 hits, struck out 5 batters. Looking at the 2 hits that Yankton had, Easton Fieser went 1 for 3 with an RBI, and Christian Weir went 1 for 3. Yankton, like I said, held to just 2 hits in game number 1 on Tuesday. They did bounce back in game 2 in a 4-3 win, so a close game with O'Gorman. Neither team scored after the top of the 2nd inning. All 4 of Yankton's runs came in the bottom of the 1st. O'Gorman's 3 runs came in the top of the 1st and 2nd. Looking at team leaders on offense, Sam Goki goes 2 for 4 with a run scored. Picking up the other 3 hits for Yankton, Beck Reichen, Easton Fieser, and Carter Boomsma. Tate Bestie, Easton Fieser, and Beck Reichen all scoring runs. Bestie also driving in a run, as did Brett Taggart and Jackson Kudera. Chase Cooley would pick up the win on the mound, almost goes the complete game, throws 6 2/3 innings, gives up 5 hits, 3 runs, and had 5 strikeouts, only issuing 1 walk. Tate Bestie comes in for the final inning and shuts things down, or for the final batter and shuts things down, striking out the only batter he faced on 3 pitches. The Bucks now 10-2 on the year, and I will get a look at the Class A standings for you as well. But first, we're going to hear from head coach Drew Lawrence of the Yankton Bucks. This is from the post-game interview from that split against O'Gorman on Tuesday. This is head coach Drew Lawrence of the Yankton Bucks baseball program here on Huddling with the Herd.
Coach, ends up being a split in the doubleheader today. At times it was a very tough offensively for your team, but able to hold on and win game 2 4-3, drop game 1 6-2. So just what are your initial thoughts coming out of the dugout here?
It's a good team. O'Gorman's a good team. You don't really know what you're going to get year after year. Game 1 pitcher for O'Gorman was really good, and we got to him early. We were able to put 2 runs on the board fairly easily. I mean, he walk, single, and then sac fly, and then all of a sudden we're up 2-0. But then they hit the ball. So, I thought we actually had good at-bats the first game because that guy was a really good pitcher. And it just didn't work out. We had some balls that were hitting gaps in game 1 that got caught. And sometimes that's how baseball works. But nice to have game 2, being able to come back there, especially after giving up 2 runs in the first inning. You never know how that's going to go. I guess that was the kiss of death because they got up 2-0 in game 2 and lost, and we were up 2-0 in game 1 and we lost. So I guess that's how it works out. But, Chase Cooley, it's probably, his best outing that I've ever seen out of him, especially at the varsity level. He was able to throw strikes, and his curveball was really good today. And, that's a good hitting team, and he had a lot of success.
Yeah, Chase Cooley, from the end of the second inning where he gave up his final run against him to the point where he was taken out, he had retired 14 of 16 batters and at one point retired 10 in a row. I know that's with help from his defenders behind him. That is just an outstanding performance from him to really shut things down.
Worked really well. I mean, we this is what we were looking at for Cooley. We knew he had this to do, and so it's great. I wanted him to finish the game, but we were coming to the top of the order for the third time at least. I can't remember. I think third time to the top of the order, and that was enough. So went to Tate, and it worked out well. 3 pitches, and we're done.
Yeah, that feels like the Tate Bestie special. Get out of here as quick as possible and get the save for him in the end. Tate Bestie, that one batter he faced was a 3-pitch punch out as well. So.
Yep, 3 pitches. He was out.
Looking at some offensive leaders in game 2. 5 hits as a team in game 2 compared to 2 in game 1. Sam Goki, feels like we got to talk about him every single game because of how good he is. 2 for 4 with a run scored here in this one. Tate Bestie able to drive in a run. Brett Taggart and Jackson Kudera each having an RBI as well.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun. That was a tense game. That was a fun game to be a part of because that was tight the whole way with really good baseball play by both teams, similar to what a state tournament will be with the back and forth. We get 2 outs, they get a runner at first there, and then we have to, get a last out. But, that had the atmosphere or the feel to me as a state tournament type game. So we like those because then that prepares us for when we get to regionals and hopefully the state tournament.
You're looking at it, you had 4 games in 3 days between your doubleheader Sunday against Mitchell and the doubleheader tonight. Now you have a week off. Guys get to get some rest and enjoy their weekend with prom this weekend for your guys. So what does this week look like for you as you prepare for next Tuesday?
Yeah, well, we'll just practice this week, and then, they have prom coming up. I know Gavin needs a break. He's been catching every game, so this week is really for him. and some arms for our pitchers so they can rest up. But it's good. We need it right now, and then we'll be able to come back fresh starting that following Tuesday against Washington.
I think outside of maybe a couple games last year, I don't remember the last time I didn't see 22 behind the plate. So he's obviously a stalwart for you guys behind the dish. And next Tuesday, you're back home again. We'll have coverage of that on KYNT and KYN-TV. What's that game look like, or have you really started planning ahead since it's still a week away?
I haven't planned on my end for it. Washington's had a couple of good wins this year, so I anticipate they're going to be ready to play. I know they beat Sioux Falls Lincoln this year, and they're right around 500, so they're going to be tough. I know they got some guys that can play some baseball, so it should be fun.
It's head coach Drew Lawrence of the Yankton Bucks here on KYNT and KYN-TV. That comes from Tuesday's doubleheader against O'Gorman, a split in their last matchup. Up next for Yankton, a home doubleheader with Sioux Falls, Washington this coming Tuesday. Game 1 at 5 p.m. with Game 2 to follow. Pre-game coverage here on KYNT and streaming live on KYN-TV. At 4:15, it'll be myself and Josh Bolter on the call for that one. We're going to go to break here on KYNT. When we come back for more on Huddling with the Herd, we'll talk about Yankton Gazelles softball here from KYNT Studios. I'm Brayden Butler. You're listening to Huddling with the Herd. We're back in a couple minutes.
Imagine paid vacation, sick leave, holidays, and full medical coverage the moment you start a new job. Plus, quarterly profit sharing, 5% 401k match, and a company-paid retirement plan your first day on the job. With Parker of Yankton, you don't have to imagine, because all these benefits begin day one. We are hiring assemblers, material handlers, and line operation techs for both shifts. Don't mind working nights? Enjoy a pay differential of $235. If you're looking to upgrade your career and have day one benefits, apply today at parker.com.
Parker, engineering your success.
Do you have a pest problem? Bed bugs, bats in the attic, termite damage, earwigs? Olson's Pest Technicians can tackle any of your pest problems. Family owned and operated with over 80 years of pest experience in South Dakota, Minnesota, and Iowa. Proven pest methods include Centricon bait stations for termites and bicane treatments for bed bugs. Even the toughest pest infestations don't stand a chance. Olson's Pest Technicians, putting pests to rest since 1966. Call 800-KIL-BUGS.
In nearly every family's lineage, there's a tie to agriculture. It's a legacy reflected in how we raise our kids, help our neighbors, and respect what we have. Farmers Union Insurance was built on that legacy. And while our roots are in agriculture, our protection has grown to include home, auto, business, health, and life. Protect your legacy. Farmers Union Insurance.
If you've been suffering from chronic pain or a recent injury,
check us out, Lane, Reed, and Cole Sawatsky at SWAT Chiropractic and Rehab.
We offer a wide variety of treatments and techniques, including dry needling, cupping, chiropractic adjustments, and sports rehabilitation.
Our mission is to ensure an individualized and efficient treatment plan to get you back on your feet.
From ankle sprains and sports injuries to neck pain and headaches, we've got your back.
Give us a call or book an appointment on our website. SWAT Chiropractic, specialized wellness and therapy.
Located on Summit Street across from the high school.
When you make the right decision, it feels good. Like picking the perfect accent rug or choosing a good night's sleep over an all-night crime show binge. It feels really good to make the right insurance decision too. That's why State Farm agent Rhonda Westland is right here in Yankton to help you select the right protection at the right price. Rhonda will make sure you understand your State Farm coverages so you'll know what to expect if the unexpected happens. With State Farm agent Rhonda Westland, it's easy to make the right choice. Just call her. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first. We offer expertise and experience, where your long-term eye care is our concern. State-of-the-art technology, where we never lose sight of quality. Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
Welcome back here on KYNT and KYN-TV. This is Huddling with the Herd, your weekly recap of Yankton Bucks and Gazelles athletics. And we're going to talk about the Gazelles softball program up first here in this segment. 3 games this week, 6 games over the last 2 weeks. It's been a very busy schedule for Gazelles softball. Unfortunately, it was 3 losses this week, though, for Yankton. They fell to Brandon Valley on Tuesday, 19-5 in 5 innings. The Lynx would jump out to an early 10-0 lead after the first and just hold on from there. Kyra Churchma did go 2 for 3 with a pair of RBIs and a run scored to lead the Yankton offense. Madison Musfelt as well, driving in a pair of runs. On Thursday, it was O'Gorman, so another metro area team that came took on Yankton, and that one ended 15-8 in a loss for the Gazelles. Brooklyn King did go 3 for 3 with a double. Ava Gerard, Jocelyn Behrens, and Reese Gary all adding a hit as well at the plate. And then just yesterday, last night at home, returned to Sertoma Park. There's a 16-5 final score. Sioux Falls Lincoln took the win over Yankton. It was 9-5 heading into the final inning, but a 7-run top of the 7th for the Patriots allowed them to pull away in the end. Brooklyn King had a pair of hits and an RBI. Jocelyn Behrens and Kyra Churchma each had a hit and an RBI, with Behrens also getting a walk in that one. Looking at the Gazelles now, they're now 2-7 on the year. They've played some tough opponents. They have unfortunately lost 6 straight, but it's all 2 metro area schools who are right at the top of Class AA right now in softball. They do return to action on Tuesday. They will host the Mitchell Colonels at Sertoma Park in Yankton. I know Yankton and Mitchell it feels like there's always a little something extra when Yankton and Mitchell take each other on. This probably Yankton's closest rival here in the southeast corner, even though we're about an hour away at minimum from any other Class AA school. We're also going to take this time to talk about Yankton track and field as they competed at a meet in Brayden earlier this week. Yankton won 3 girls events and 1 boys event in track and field meet on Tuesday. Quinn Brinkman claimed 3 top 2 finishes. She won the long jump, clearing 17.7, and she was second in both the high jump and triple jump, clearing 5.2 in the high jump and 36.8.5 in the triple jump. Berkeley Olson would lead the Gazelles in the 100-meter dash as she took the top spot with a time of 12.58 seconds. She also finished third in the long jump, clearing 17 feet, I should say. And Maddie Terashinsky earned a couple top finishes in the throws. She won the discus, throwing 107.8, so 107 feet 8 inches, and finishing second in the shot put, clearing 36 in that one. Also for the Gazelles, Riley Mosier, second in the 400 with just over a minute. Teammate Reina Gutierrez was fifth, a minute 02, and Juliet Remington was third in the triple jump, clearing 35.7.5. Ashton Adams also top 5 in the shot put. She's fifth, clearing 30.10.5. On the track for the Yankton girls, Avery Woosterwald, fourth in the 800. Nora Yeomans, fourth in the 3200. Abby Johannesson, fifth, also in the 3200. And then in the relay races, Ava Henricks, Riley Mosier, Avi Seiler, and Berkeley Olson, second in the 400 relay. Rylan Jackson, Delaney Yeomans, Avery Woosterwald, and Kaylin Peterson were third in the 1600 relay. Switching to the boys' side of things for Yankton track and field, Yankton's top finish came from Cale Hazelhorst. He finished first in the 110-meter hurdles with a time of 15.18 seconds. Jack Brandt, a trio of top 2 finishes. He finished second in the 100, or top 3 finishes, excuse me. He finished second in both the 100 with a time of 11.14 seconds and the 200 and 22.18 seconds, and was third in the 400, 51.73 seconds. Alex Weihart, third in the 100 and fourth in the 200, and Owen Isas was fourth in both the 400 and 800, with Tegan LaCroix fifth in the 400. Elsewhere for the Yankton Bucks, Luke Femer, third in the 1600. Jake Walter, fourth in the shot put. Jake Bivens was fourth in the long jump. Ben Bowman was fourth in the discus, so a lot of top 4 finishes there in a row. And Sawyer Maibaum tied for fifth in the high jump. William Rounds, rounding things out for the Bucks, was fifth in the pole vault. Yankton's actually back in Brayden for their next meet. It's a 5-team meet coming up on April 28th. So for those of you keeping track at home, that is next Tuesday. It'll be a full week off for the Yankton track and field program between this last meet last Tuesday and the one coming up this coming Tuesday. We're going to go back to break here on KYNT and KYN TV. When we return, we're talking Yankton Bucks tennis and Yankton Gazelles golf. This is Huddling with the Herd. KYNT, KYN TV. We're back in a couple minutes.
What if your next big adventure isn't out there on the road? What if it's already waiting right at home? That kitchen you've been dreaming of, extra room to grow, or the family trip you've pictured long ago. Your home's equity can fuel it all when your plans become a must. Explorers Credit Union, built steady, built for us. Insured by NCUA. Call 800-491-4309 and put your equity to work for you today.
Having guests coming to Yankton for area graduations? Well, the 2 best choices are easy, the Fairfield by Marriott and the Holiday Inn Express. Enjoy comfortable rooms, free breakfast, gathering rooms, pool, and more. With graduation season coming up from Mount Marty, USD, and Yankton High School, rooms are filling fast, so don't wait. Call the Fairfield by Marriott or the Holiday Inn Express in Yankton to lock in great rates and stress-free reservation changes.
Buying a home isn't just about real estate. It's about investing in yourself. At the Move Group, we believe the best time to buy is when it makes sense for you. Our expert agents put people before transactions, meaning we listen first, provide honest guidance, and help you make a confident decision. No pressure, no gimmicks. Markets change, but the right home is about more than just numbers. It's about finding the right fit for your life and your future. When you're ready, we're here to help. Contact the Move Group today.
Loading the kids in the car.
brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
Don't gamble. Insure with MT and RC Smith Insurance in Yankton, your independent agent for home, business, auto, life, and bonds. Visit mtrcsmithinsurance.com.
There's a difference when a convenience store is locally owned, and you feel it the moment you stop at Triple Time Rudy's. You'll get great quality fuel to keep you on the move, plus local and regional favorites like Dimmick Cheese and premium meats from the Kaler and Renner lockers. It's the kind of place that's convenient and connected to your community. Conveniently located at 17th and Broadway, Triple Time Rudy's, fueling your day, fueling your community.
Hi, I'm Deb Speck with Vision Real Estate. If you're thinking of selling your home, let's start with a full market analysis so you can understand our local market trends and know what to expect. Let me handle the details so you can focus on your next adventure. When it's time to move, pack those Vision boxes and hook up to our courtesy trailer. Call me, Deb Speck, at 605-664-5555.
Is it the competition that keeps bringing you back? The long-standing rivalries? Or is it seeing friends again and cheering on your favorite team? At First Dakota, we're here for it all. We appreciate the fans, the players, the coaches and officials, the concessions crew. The shared community experience is part of what makes life here great, and we're here for it. See you at the game. First Dakota National Bank, member FDIC.
Life doesn't slow down for injuries, and neither should your care. With Yankton Medical Clinic Orthopedic Walk-In Care, you can be seen quickly, Monday through Friday from 8 to 5. No referrals, no long waits, just experienced, highly trained surgeons ready to help you heal and get back to what you love. And because we live right here in Yankton, your care stays close to home. I'm Dr. Jeremy Kudera, orthopedic surgeon with Yankton Medical Clinic. I'm proud to call Yankton home. We're your orthopedic team, and we're here for you.
Welcome back here on KYNC and KYN-TV. We've talked Bucks baseball, we've talked Gazelles softball, and we talked Yankton Bucks and Gazelles track and field. Now it's time to switch to tennis and golf. Boys tennis and girls golf. We'll start with the Bucks. Senior Day earlier this week. They defeated Sioux Falls, Washington on Senior Day 6-3. Chris Rockney, Ethan Marsh, Jack Pedersen, and Zane Becker each winning in singles and doubles play for the Bucks. So congratulations to them earlier this week on Senior Day. And as we take a look as well at the seniors for the Yankton Bucks, is I had it up, but it doesn't want to load. So I'm going to research it on Bound. I'm a professional, ladies and gentlemen, I promise. We're looking at the senior class for the Yankton Bucks, obviously honored in that 6-3 win on Senior Day on Tuesday. Your seniors include Michael Ferguson, Nels Hansen, Braylon Hoover, Harrison Kraske, Ethan Marsh, Luke Moeller, and Jack Pedersen, as well as Chris Rockney. Those are your 8 seniors for the Yankton Bucks. And your top 5 flights and singles play are all seniors as well for Yankton. So that's going to be, a big transition next year going into the future. But there's a lot of young talent. When I spoke with head coach Ryan Haig last week for the Yankton Bucks tennis team, he mentioned there is a lot of young talent that's hungry to take over those top spots. One of those guys, Zane Becker, has already kind of moved into a top 6 spot. He's kind of that flight 6 singles guy right now. So we'll see what the future has in store. But congratulations to the Bucks on a big win on Senior Day earlier this week. Unfortunately for Yankton, when they took on Harrisburg, it was one of the top teams in the entire state, it did not go the Yankton Bucks' way. They were swept 9-0 by the Tigers, and the closest match did come at Flight 1 singles. Harrisburg's Alexander Rawlis outlasted Yankton's Harrison Kraske 6-2 and then 6-4, and then the third and final set ended up 10-3 in favor of Rawlis. Up next for the Bucks tennis program, they travel to Vermilion for a triangular on Tuesday. They'll take on the Tanagers as well as Lennox. So the Bucks taking on a pair of birds. I'm pretty sure Lennox is the Orioles off the top of my head. So the Bucks, the Tanagers, and the Orioles doing battle on Tuesday. Play begins at 11 a.m. with Vermilion against Lennox. Yankton will play the final 2 matches of the event. They'll take on Lennox first and then Vermilion last. Those matches will be held at the USD tennis courts over in Vermilion. Now taking a look at Yankton Gazelles golf. Their season fully underway now. The Gazelles shot a .345 on Tuesday to finish second at a home girls golf quadrangular at Yankton's Fox Run Golf Course. Both matches this week, or both events this week, taking place at Fox Run. So not a lot of travel this week for the Yankton Gazelles. Brayden Valley would take first place on Tuesday with a .334 as a team. Yankton's obviously .345 finished second. Brookings finished at .370 in third, and Harrisburg shot .413 as a team to round out the 4. Brayden Valley did claim 3 of the top 4 spots individually. Vanessa Smith's 76 won the event. Yankton's Elia Homestead broke up the Lynx' dominance at the top with a 78 to finish second. And then Sylvia Baumgartner and Ella Vale of Brayden Valley also finishing third and fourth. Sabrina Kraske and Jocelyn Elwood tied for 5th for Yankton at 88. Rounding out the Gazelles team score was Harper Anderson, who shot a 91. A couple other players also shooting for Yankton. They didn't factor into the score, but Bailey Anderson shot a 99. Liv Thunker shot a 105. Maria Saylor, a 108. Olivia Woods and Gracie Gutzman both shot 112. And Everly Bruning carded a 118. Jumping ahead now to Thursday, so just a couple days ago now, the Gazelles second again in a home girls golf quadrangular. A couple strokes behind where they finished on Tuesday, but they did shoot a .356 as a team. Mitchell, dominant performance for them. They're at the top of the team standings by more than 30 strokes, finishing at .325. Sioux Falls Washington would take third at .420, and then Harrisburg, back again on Thursday, shot a .428 on the day. Top 2 spots belong to the Mitchell Colonels. Mitchell's in individual play, they belong to Mitchell Colonels. Maddie Childs finished first, shooting a 75. Mia Larson second, finishing with a 77. Elia Homestead finishing in the top 3. She shot a 84 to finish third. And then a couple more Mitchell players, 4th and 5th, with Anna Eliason, 86, finishing 4th, and Brinley Sabers is 87, finishing 5th. Olivia Woods, close to the top 5. She shot an 88. Sabrina Kraske carded a 90. Jocelyn Elwood finished at 94 to complete the Yankton team score. Also for the Gazelles, Bailey Anderson shot 95. Harper Anderson shot 99. Everly Bruning a 102. Gracie Gutzman a 104. Liv Thunker a 106. And Marla Saylor a 107. That rounds out this week for Yankton Gazelles Golf. They're back in action on Tuesday, going back on the road for the first time since their season opener. They'll be in the state capitol as they'll be in Pierre at the Pure Invitational at Hills View Golf Course on Tuesday, I believe 10 a.m. tee time in the state capitol. Good luck to the Yankton Gazelles golf program and the Bucks tennis program and every other program we've talked about so far, as I think everybody is returning to action on Tuesday. Gazelles softball back on Tuesday. Bucks baseball back on Tuesday. Yankton track and field traveling to Brandon on Tuesday. Bucks tennis and Gazelles golf both back in action on Tuesday. Tuesday is going to be action-packed for Yankton athletics. We're going to take our final break here of Huddling with the Herd. When we return, we will have YHS Nation talking to the Yankton High School principal, Todd Durachik, Mr. D as they call him, up there at the high school, talking about this weekend's prom. Obviously, Grand March tonight as well. With tonight's Grand March, it will be streamed on KYN-TV's app and KYNTV.com. Can't put it on YouTube or Facebook due to the use of copyrighted music. Don't want to get taken down. It's just a hassle. So do apologize for that. But download the KYN-TV app if you haven't already, and look at us on KYNTV.com if you prefer to use a web browser. You can go to that browser on your mobile device as well. So there's plenty of ways to get to KYN-TV, either the app or KYNTV.com. But when we come back, it is Mr. Durachik, the high school principal with YHS Nation. That's coming up in a couple minutes here on KYNT and KYN-TV. You're listening to Huddling with the Herd.
Recently, a woman came into the UPS store to make some color copies for a project. As we were finishing up, she asked if we could help her design and print graduation announcements for her daughter. The answer? Of course we can! At the UPS store in Yankton, we've been helping families with everything from basic copies to beautifully customized graduation announcements. Come see us at the UPS store in Yankton today and let us help make your special occasions even more memorable.
Save time when you shop online with Hy-Vee. Hy-Vee makes it easy to order groceries online through our app or Hy-Vee.com. Pickup is always free. And if you have a Perks Plus membership, you get free delivery and free express pickup. Shop online with Hy-Vee and you can create and save grocery lists, shop the sales, and get fuel savers. Talk about convenience. Order groceries online today. Check out Hy-Vee.com or download the Hy-Vee app.
It's easy to fall into the weekend warrior routine. A long hike, a hard gym session, a pickup game, or a full day of yard work can feel productive until your body reminds you it hasn't been building up to that load. This is Dr. Mackenzie Erlinson with First Chiropractic Centers. Injuries often happen when the demand suddenly outpaces what your joints and muscles are prepared for. Want to stay active without the setbacks? Visit First Chiropractic Centers today with offices in Yankton, Hardington, Tyndall, and Wagner, inspiring and empowering others to healthier living.
Practice, meetings, errands, homework, life doesn't slow down. That's why Yankton Pizza Ranch makes dinner easy. Our buffet is hot, fresh, and ready when you are. Pizza, desserts, and the country's best chicken. When your schedule's packed but you still want something delicious, make it a buffet day at Yankton Pizza Ranch, serving daily from 11 to 8.
It's where life tastes better. Surround them up and head her down to the Pizza Ranch.
Whoa, that's good.
Ever have one of those days? Your car breaks down, your dog decides your couch is a chew toy, and oh yeah, a tree falls on your roof. Don't worry, Missouri River Associates has you covered. Auto, home, pet mishaps, we're here for all of life's little oops moments. Call 665-6885 for your free quote. Because life happens, and we're ready for it.
At Vision Care Associates, we're always improving our technology for the health of your eyes. With OptiMap dilation-free exams, you get a comprehensive view of your retina without the need for dilation eye drops. It's quick, easy, and best of all, it keeps your day interruption-free. OptiMap captures a detailed image of your eye, helping to detect any problems. No blurriness, no discomfort, just clear, precise results. Book your OptiMap exam now.
Vision Care Associates, where the health of your eyes comes first.
Welcome back here on Huddling with the Herd, KYNT, KYNTV. As we always do, we wrap things up with YHS Nation here this Saturday. YHS Nation, we look at the activities and events going on around Yankton High School that are outside of the athletic sphere. Obviously, prom is the big thing going on this weekend. So let's get right into YHS Nation here on KYNT, KYNTV.
FM 102.1 and AM 1450 KYNT. YHS Nation, tonight is prom night. Josh Bolter had an opportunity to visit with Mr. D about tonight's festivities. Let's find out more.
First off, Mr. Doracek, we appreciate the time, and I got to ask, are you busting out your best tux for this weekend?
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's the best tux, but yeah, we'll have something. We'll get all dressed up in nice tie and suit and excited to celebrate prom week.
Yeah, as you know, it's always a lot of fun, and we'll get into the day itself, but just wondering with that, is there anything the high school is kind of doing this week ahead of that to kind of get ready for the big night?
Well, really, this really goes back to as our students and our junior class advisors, they get together really start in October, and they work really hard on kind of planning and theming and getting those things together, and a lot of planning that takes place, and that's a credit to them and our junior class advisors for really working ahead. But then this week we kind of put everything together and get ready for Saturday night for our grand march and our dance. So.
Yeah, and let's go ahead and go over the schedule for Saturday and everything that people need to know.
You got it. Well, I know Saturday is a really, really busy day with a lot that leads up to our grand march, and there's a lot of things that go on where our students are out and about within the community, and it's a fun time for them to take pictures with friends, family, all of those things, and then enjoy a lot of times when they go out, maybe have a bite to eat and supper and all those things. But we really kick things off at the school at 7:30 that night for our grand march, and our doors open at 6 o'clock, and we need really everybody there at 7 o'clock because we go through and get them a picture and we get all those things in and to begin our Grand March at 7:30. And once our Grand March is over, we go right into our dance. And our dance, we have that set up, and it's something that we have that's fun. And our students really have a really good time with that. And they transition right into that, right from our Grand March. It's a little difficult sometimes to get, because there's people that still want to take pictures and do some of those things, but the kids want to get in and do that. So we ask that all those pictures and those fun things get taken care of beforehand. Let the kids have the opportunity to go in and enjoy the dance. And once they're in there, it's a lot of fun. And then it transitions into the Parents for a Safe Prom have always done a fantastic job. And they do a lot of hard work with putting this and planning this together that they have at the Yankton Middle School. And those doors open at around 10:45. So, and they go throughout the night with all kinds of fun activities there too.
I remember at my prom, they used to have fun things. You know, they had like a bouncy castle and like even blackjack and a bunch of stuff. So I bet that's going to be a lot of fun. Of course, I know you mentioned it with Grand March. Public invited to attend that.
The public is invited. And, you know, the one thing that we have is our after prom committee. They will be there to accept a free will donation. We ask that everybody that comes just to donate at least $1. And that goes right to our Parents for a Safe Prom committee of the things that they have and the organization that they have that does such a great job, and they're planning already for next year with what that looks like. So I got to give a big shout out for them, because they really do, and they have it's a great committee and a great group of many people that are working hard to plan that as well, along with the whole prom night. So, and I think that's just something that we want to have a great experience for our students.
So with that, we appreciate it as always. It's going to be a fun weekend. But Mr. Doracek, is there anything else you want our listeners to know about this weekend that people need to know?
Yeah, you know, like I said, there's just going to be a lot going on. We have activities in town. We have in prom going on, and we just, you know, we want to just stress the importance of safety and making sure that everybody's making really good choices, and just to be aware out within our community and celebrate and see as we see those our students out and about within the community on Saturday. So,
all right, Mr. Doracek, appreciate the time as always.
Hey, great. Thanks for having me, Josh.
I'm Josh Bolter. You're listening to KYNT.
That was YHS Nation here on KYNT as part of Huddling with the Herd. And that's going to wrap up our show for today. But Yankton High School Grand March tonight at the Yankton High School. Let's just actually go over the activities calendar for the coming week as well here on Huddling with the Herd. Of course, tonight, Grand March, we streamed live on KYNTV's app and website exclusively, kyntv.com and the KYNTV app. Grand March scheduled for 7:30 p.m., so we'll start a little before then. The stream will get rolling, and then people will start filing through. That is today for high school Grand March, 7:30 p.m., Everybody stay safe tonight at prom for Yankton High School. Coming up this week, though, looking at the activities calendar, on Monday evening, the high school choir has their spring concert at 7 p.m. Tuesday, we talked about it. It's a lot of things going on. 10 a.m., there's a varsity girls golf invitational at Pier. At 1 p.m., the Yankton Bucks tennis program is in Vermilion. Take on Vermilion and Lennox in a triangular. Yankton track and field is at Brandon Valley High School. Field events at 3:30, running events at 4. And Yankton Gazelles softball at home against Mitchell at Sertoma Park in Yankton. Also on Tuesday, Yankton Bucks baseball at home against Sioux Falls, Washington. 5 p.m. first pitch of game number 1. Now moving ahead to Thursday, April 30th. Not as packed as Tuesday, just Yankton Bucks tennis against Watertown and Brookings on the road at Watertown Highland Park. Yankton will take on Watertown at 10 a.m. and then Brookings at noon before making their way back here to the southeast corner. And Friday, May 1st, Gazelles Golf has a varsity quad at Brandon Golf Course. Brandon Valley, Harrisburg, and O'Gorman taking part in that meet at 9 a.m. Yankton Track and Field has a varsity invitational at O'Gorman High School at 9 a.m. on Friday. Yankton Gazelles softball, 12:30 p.m. first pitch against Dakota Valley at Sioux Falls Sherman Park. And then later that evening at 5:30 p.m., they'll take on Sioux Falls Christian, also at Sioux Falls Sherman Park. It's a tournament day out there in Sioux Falls for them. So what's coming up for Yankton High School Athletics? This has been another edition of Huddling with the Herd here on KYNT and KYN TV. Thank you to everybody for joining me this morning to talk about Yankton High School Athletics. Of course, go out and support the Bucks and Gazelles and all they do, and to the Yankton Bucks and Gazelles who are celebrating their prom tonight. Have a good time. Stay safe out there. I don't need anything bad happening. Enjoy it. Prom's a lot of fun, and you're going to remember this for a long time. I guarantee it. Thank you again for tuning in. I've been Brayden Butler. This has been Huddling with the Herd, presented to you by Explorers Credit Union. Discover the difference with them at explorerscu.com. We're back next Saturday with another edition of Huddling with the Herd. But until then, stay safe, be good people, and have a great weekend, everybody. We'll talk at you later.